Good evening. So I was going to give you a brief update about stuff that's happening at the Erlang Ecosystem Foundation. We've got board elections coming up. I'm on the board. I'm not up for election this time around, so you don't get to vote for or against me, because we do this in the cohort system. But four people are stepping down, and we're looking for candidates at the moment. So we are in the process at the moment of running the board elections. The deadline for candidacy is tomorrow. So if you're interested, brush up your resume. We do have, I believe, 4 candidates in the offing, so we're not going to suffer from a stalled election, but it would be nice if somebody here is interested in being on the board. Please consider stepping up. It's entirely within your rights to do so. You don't even need to be a member of the organization to actually run for the board. You do need, however, to expect to get people who are voting members of the EEF to want to vote for you. So I think, can I have a show of hands of folks here who are actually voting members? That's if you're in working groups or other activities, or you've paid up members. Okay, that's not as many as there ought to be. Hint, you can also sign up to become voting members before the election starts. So it would be nice if you wanted to get involved in the organization and get involved in our democratic processes. I did want to bring to your attention as well the number of sponsors we have at the moment. We are looking for more sponsors, and if you look at most of these guys on here, they tend to be less Elixir focused than you as a crowd. So if your companies want to become members, please put your hands up, come talk to Francesco, me, or anybody else that you know is involved with the foundation. We'd like to see your logos up here. You guys are doing vibrant and interesting stuff, and it would be a good idea to actually be out there loud and proud from a community perspective. And I think it's good if you could sort of participate and want to be have your logos up there. And I think then the last topic that I wanted to talk about was a brief update about what's happening in the EU. So how many of you guys are actually running or working for software companies in the EU at the moment? Okay, so that's good 60% of you. So how many of you guys have heard about the EU Cyber Resiliency Act? Okay, that's better than last time. So, which is not a problem, right? So the law is actually, it has gone into law. The EU is making statements about what we need to do from a software engineering perspective. So all of you presumably are familiar with hardware products that have CE marks on the outside of them. Yes, no? They're basically going to say you're going to have to put CE marks on your software. So the good news is we've got 2 to 3 years to figure out what this means. The EU doesn't know what that means either, which is sort of pretty normal for EU policy, right? So at the very highest level, they've said, we think it's bad that our electorate is losing money and getting scammed and all these other bad things are happening to them. Fix it. And then the question is, okay, like, what does fix it mean? And it's like, well, make better quality software. And then how do you know what that looks like? So they are tasking folks in the standard space to, it's okay, we don't, they are tasking folks in the standard space to come up with sets of guidelines. I would actually like us to actually get out ahead of that process. So instead of waiting to be told what to do, I would like to sort of get the organization up front to actually step up and say, we as a community want to organize ourselves to do stuff, i.e. start with the best practices model as opposed to waiting to be told what to do. So I'm spending quite a bit of time at the moment in Brussels and also in Berlin, because I happen to speak German and know the German politicians, or at least I can get to them. But if anybody cares about these things at the political level, please reach out to me as well, because I'm learning a new lifetime experience thing which I didn't anticipate that I would ever do, which is how to deal with lobbyists and suits, that hang around in Brussels. And it's an interesting topic. Not anything that I think you guys would want to be doing, but maybe some of you do it or have done it in previous lifetimes, and it would be useful to sort of crowdsource experience and how do we do this. So I don't think it's going to be a bad thing, but it will be a thing that we need to figure out as a community how to do a slightly better job so that you can put CE marks on the outside of your software, whatever that means. So coming in 2 to 3 years. So there we go.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.